And
Action. Hey, Mark, thanks for taking the time to tell us about your experience performing with Lamb of God on the second leg of the metal tour of the year while Randy Blythe was out with COVID last month. I've been dying to hear all about it. I know other people have as well. So now that almost a month, it's crazy, almost a month has passed since that show in Grand Rapids, Michigan, April 19th. Take us back, start from the day you got the call. What were you doing? Who called? What did they say? Just walk us through that if you would.
yeah, it's hilarious. I was actually talking about that with Lauren, my better half, the other day. We were out for a walk, just talking about what we wanted to do for the week, just kind of setting up our weekly plans, like what we wanted to accomplish, like, hey, let's clean the garage and get that done and blah, blah, blah. But that day we were excited because we were going to watch The Batman. It was coming on HBO, so we were like, all right. So we got home and about ready to watch it, and I see a text from Mark Morton, and he's just like, hey, how's it going? Oh, you got time for a chat? I'm like, yeah, always, man, And now I wasn't expecting anything to be related to Lamb of God or music because Mark and I are friends outside of music and things of this nature. So, I mean, people know we've talked on the phone before, even recently. So I wasn't expecting it to be the call that it was. So, yeah, when he got on the phone and mentioned that Randy had COVID and asked if I would, be able to perform, there's this instant, my body was just like, you are going to do this. I couldn't even think about it, right? There was no thought process. It was just like, yep, I'll be there. And I didn't think twice about it. And I immediately just went upstairs. And I think Lauren could tell that I aching it to over the top, when Stallone takes that hat and puts it backwards and it's like a switch. I instantly turned into metal singer guy that I haven't been in 5 years. So she knew something was off with my appearance and my demeanor. And I kind of explained what happened. And I'm like, we got to go to Grand Rapids. And so Grand Rapids is 5 hours from us, 4.5, 5 hours. And they were playing the next night. So from the time he called me, it was 3 p.m. I had till 8 p.m. was showtime the next night to get to Grand Rapids, learn 7 songs, sleep, and try to be sociable with all the people that I was about to see.
All right.
The huge family reunion, right? So, just immediately, got the songs from Mark and started listening immediately. I know they're songs like a fan does, right? I listen to Lamb of God all the time on my streams, and so much so we have a running joke, we call it the Randy quota, and we have all these funny images of Randy that pop up on my stream. But long story short, I listen to the band as a fan, but I don't know it I don't know Randy's lyrics. I don't, know the cadences by heart or anything like that. So it was a challenge, of course, right? And I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I hadn't performed or was out of show shape or anything like that. I was just, oh my God, I have to learn songs, right? So just 5 hours of driving nonstop, listening to the set over and over again. Got to the hotel, listened to the set, watched their show on the tour to kind of see what to expect. And then I went right to bed. And I remember being so mad that night because every night I have this tendency to only sleep 3 or 4 hours, and I wake up in the middle of the night and then I kind of fall back asleep. I was wanting that to happen because I was, all right, I can get those extra, 3 a.m. I'll wake up and start cramming again. I didn't wake up until 8 a.m. or something. I slept through the whole night. I'm like, no, I lost all that time. I started freaking out a little bit.
Well, probably a good thing. Well rested.
I needed to be rested. Exactly. So, just immediately, bam, put the headphones right back on. And Lauren is like, hey, you got to eat. She's being my life tech, we call her, right?
Nice.
And then it was cool. I hung out with Mark for a little bit. Then I kind of took a break, and we went down and bullshitted and talked about life and random fun things, and had a great time. And I jumped in the bus with the guys. I was like, "Oh man, this is real." And then I think it was John Campbell. He asked like how long it had been since I'd been on stage. And I was like, 5 years. And he's just like, don't tell me that.
I know. Can you believe it's been 5 years too? I mean, it's crazy how time flies.
I cannot. But it was cool, getting to see everybody. Man, I haven't seen... Lamb of God came through with Slayer, and I got to say hello, to a couple of the guys then. But I mean, shit, it's been a minute. So, we walk into the arena, and I felt like kind of like a fish out of water for a second. Like, where do I go? I don't want to stand in anybody's way. I've lost that. I just know how to walk into a venue and go somewhere and not look at anybody. Like I became that. Like, oh shit. Oh.
With your laminates, was supposed to be here.
Yeah. There's Dave Mustaine. I got my pass on that everyone could see it. Like it's just so funny. But then, the rest of the time I went into their dressing room, and they had cue cards. Ready for me.
Wow, so they made those up. That's cool.
Well, they'd had them. No. We had to write them out.
Okay.
But they were offered to write them out, but I wanted to write it myself so I could have the muscle memory of the lyrics and like
your own handwriting, your own notes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't have to like write all the lyrics. I knew I had like a cheat sheet essentially was what I wound up doing. And then it got to a point though where my penmanship is poor, and then like I'd pull up a song and I'm like, holy shit, Randy wrote like a dissertation for lyrics. It's a rolling scroll, and I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. I have doctor handwriting. So then Lauren Lifetech came and saved me and wrote the songs that that were just, she has great penmanship, and
nice.
It was all perfect. So
yeah, we saw a picture of you doing that. How, writing them out or looking at them. How often did you find yourself, just fast forward for a sec, because I don't want to jump too far ahead, but how often did you find yourself having to reference those, or did all your preparation pay off? Like, what was the balance in that?
Oh, I had to reference it 95% of the show. What sucks, and we won't jump too far ahead, is the next morning I had everything down. Like I fucking know every song still right now. Like I don't even need to pull up a sheet. But like that night,
that's awesome.
I kind of stayed like, performance wise, I didn't want to walk away and then have that like brain fart moment of like, what are the lyrics? And then like, fuck, and like have to run back. And like, so I kind of just almost forced myself to stay there a little bit to, for the fear of like majorly fucking up.
Yeah. Did they present you the set list like these are the songs, or did they say, hey, are there any you're more familiar with that you're not that we could try to pull out, or was it what it was?
Yeah, well, they had their set list, and that particular evening, that's what we were going to do. And then when it came time to discuss possibilities of if I was going to do other shows, then we were tinkering with set list ideas. How
was it determined what songs you were going to do versus that night? It was Anders and Matt Heafy, right? Also did. Right. So how was it determined who was going to do what?
They determined that.
Oh, okay. And it seemed like you got the brunt of them. You did 7 songs, you said. I don't know how long their set was, but imagine what, 10, 12 songs? Something?
Yeah, I believe they might have cut a song out for the night. Matt Heafy did 2 songs, Anders did 1, and I did 7.
Wow. And those guys probably found out around the same time that you did, or I don't know, maybe they got word a couple hours before you.
Sheets as well. Yeah. They had the cue cards as well, and they found out essentially when I did. Correct. Did
you have any free time to reconnect with Anders or the other In Flames or Trivium guys and stuff?
Yeah, luckily that was the coolest part. Besides the show, was just getting to connect with everybody and seeing all the old friends and people we've made friends with over the years. Like our old sound guy Tom was out there.
Cubic? With In Flames, right? Okay.
Yeah, Brian, our light guy, was out there.
Cool.
Of course, I got to see Anders and Bjorn and meet some of the new members. Victor. Then of course Lamb of God guys. Art is their drummer from Winds of Play.
Right.
We hung out with him a bunch on our tour with them. So
great magician, right?
Yeah.
Was he?
He wasn't doing the tricks, but
Yeah.
he was. I think he started bringing them back. I noticed on it. Or maybe he just wasn't doing them that day, But I saw a couple days later he was doing them again on the road. Who else do we see? Well, Trivium. I missed out on seeing Paulo, but I saw everybody else, and then didn't get to meet Megadeth though. I was kind of hoping I would, but
you said you saw him staying?
Dirk. Yeah,
You saw Dirk. Okay.
Yeah, Dirk. Of course, we know him, but I got to see Dave, and I got giddy. It was funny. I was like, oh, there he is. That's funny.
No doubt. Do you remember the Nevermore guys' story about touring with Mustaine?
I don't.
They told us that, like, you know, when they'd come down a hallway, and God bless Dave, I love him, enormous fan, but they said that, like, if they'd be coming in opposite ways in the hallway, that he'd purposely, like, stop to look at a painting on the wall to, like, avoid having to talk to you or something.
That'd be awesome. That was my cell phone trick with fans. Like when they're standing by the bus, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I've got this call.
Right.
Yeah, doctor, I know, man. I'll talk to you. Hold on, guys, and then walk on the bus. That was a shitty thing, but hey, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Matt DeVries used to have that app that, like, he could hit a button and someone would call, like it would just ring. So he'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I'm getting a phone call," but it was just an app.
I remember that app, and then we could set up the app of who was calling.
Oh yeah,
right? It would be like funny names, you know. We had like, oh, Jenna Jameson was calling.
Oh, you better take that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you're studying all day, getting back in the swing of things. Maybe it's an hour out. What are the Lamb of God guys? They all cool? They still they're getting ready. They have the routine. What's going on? Are you with them all?
Yeah, man, it's very, very. I have by this point, I have. Without sounding cheesy, reclaimed my throne as a front man. Like, I understand where I'm at. I understand my surroundings. I'm back in my environment. When I walked in the venue, I felt like the fish out of water. About 3 hours in, after the sound check had been done and I'd been practicing, hanging out with everybody, it had been like no time had left at all, you know? So I had felt like that was good for my mental, you know, being there. So about an hour out, yeah, they're getting ready, doing their warm-ups. And I just got my headphones on. I'm doing the set list, you know, like making sure I know it and singing it, but not singing it. You know, I was like rah rah rah, like that about that volume kind of thing. Yeah, and then I heard some Wu-Tang in the background, so I got excited. One of the guys was playing that. And
cool.
Yeah, it just felt like a show, man. I'm getting ready.
Yeah,
know?
so you go to take the stage. Did it feel good? Was the crowd welcoming? Were you nervous?
No nerves, which is cool. You know me. I'm the king of needing some kind of beta blocker or something before getting on stage. I always freak out, but very calm, very ready. It was cool. You could just tell that I was thankful that they made an announcement. You know, Mark and I had kind of toyed with the idea of not saying anything to the audience, and like I was just going to kind of surprise people. Of course, there were some surprised people, but I think, you know, the chatter had gotten around the room,
right?
So they knew what was happening. If I could have done it again, I wouldn't have walked on the ego riser as quick as I did, because I felt I was standing there a little too long. But other than that, it was pretty awesome because I didn't really time that. You know, like they had a kabuki, and then the light guy put the lighting up on the ego riser, and it looks awesome. But I felt like I felt personally I was standing there too long. You know, like this one of those stage critique things. If you're going to do it, I'm like, oh man, I feel like I'm standing here forever. I should have came up like the next fucking section. Shit. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, let's go. You know, we're here.
Well, hindsight's 20/20 on that. I thought I saw some of the video. Obviously, it looked cool. Look, I didn't think that, you know. So
yeah.
But it was all good. But it's crazy. Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of people knew, like you said, the chatter. But back here in Cleveland or everywhere else, we're all just finding out about it the day of too. Everybody's like, "Oh shit, look at this! Mark's gonna go on, you know, whoa, he must be there right now, you know, sort of thing." And so yeah, just crazy how stuff happens like that.
Man, they're a big band in the sense of like people that don't really. even know me as the guy from Chimaira. They're like my friends in real life. They're like, what? With, you know, like question marks. I'm like, how the fuck did you find out? Right? Like the news traveled really fast and really crazy. Like it was really funny because I did an interview quick interview with Rob Flynn for his podcast, and John Campbell's like, did you already do press?
Yeah.
For Lamb of God? And I'm like, yeah.
That's what I remember thinking, like, wow, Rob Flynn's on top of it. He got in there before anybody to ask Mark how it was going. And that's cool, because I imagine, the whirlwind you must have been going through, everybody hitting you up and stuff like that. But, and even, so I'm sure Rob asked you via text, and you probably thought to yourself, man, I'm too busy to do something like that. I'm trying to get all this down. But at the same time, he's the general. I'm sure he'll have words of encouragement, set things straight for me and all that. So, and you went through with that.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, for the most part, all the texts that were coming in, a lot of them I didn't even see. Like, I just had my phone down and I was kind of just, mimicking what I would be doing. And some I just, try to reply as quick or just, put like a little heart or thumbs up, whatever. But, you see the general come through and you're like, I got to take this. So.
Yeah. I hear you. So you take the stage, a couple songs in. How are you feeling? Getting more comfortable? Were you on ears, just using monitors? What were you doing?
No, I was thankful that we weren't on ears. Like, I got really nervous about that. I was like, man, I'm kind of a Neanderthal here. I'd be really shit out of luck if I get on a really quiet arena stage. But it felt comfortable, man. It just like any show, like especially when you're cold, you feel like song one, you're like, oh shit, I better pace it. Like you're like on the bridge of song one and you're all like, oh my God, I'm gassing myself already.
And how long have I been on this ego reser? No,
exactly. The whole night. I was nailed to it. But yeah, I had to put the cue cards on the monitors, so then when I stood on the riser, I could just look down perfectly and see them, but I was also able to be looking at the crowd and things like that. But it felt good, man. Like, they had all the pyro and stuff. I didn't feel any of that, which they said, oh, you're going to feel that. I think I felt it, but my mind wasn't telling me I felt it, because when I got off the stage for like when Anders came up, I went right to the dressing room and started pouring like cold water on my head while he was singing his tune. I'm like, fuck, like I felt like I overheated, but I didn't realize it might have been the pyro on top of being old and fat.
Definitely wanted to ask about the pyro, but real quick, so you guys, it wasn't in blocks, like here's Mark, here's Anders, here's Matt, or whatever. You would do something. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, so once
I did 3 songs, and I introduced Anders, then I came back.
So you did come back, okay.
And then like introduced Matt, and then finished out the set.
Cool. So, but with the pyro, I wanted to ask you, like, were you aware of it? Obviously, all of us Metallica fans, the James Hetfield getting burnt. Were you aware of? Were you warned? Is there things on the stage? Don't step here. Like, how's all that work?
So yeah, it was very, very well. I don't know, very well safety. Nice fucking Jimglish there. The safety precautions were excellent. They had a guy on stage too that basically triggers it all, and it's like there's cages, so you kind of know where it's going to be, and then also on the set list, what songs are going to have, they'll be in red or something, so you kind of stay a little closer to the monitors when you're playing those tunes or something. But unless I see Randy in the videos, he's well comfortable playing with the fire and knows the spots and knows where to be. So it's a situation that once you have done it a bunch, I feel that you're going to be comfortable like that.
Yeah.
But my first time, I didn't even realize it, essentially.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sure, like I said, a whirlwind, everything going on. But what did you take away from the whole experience? The crowd, the energy, feeling the playing again, of course, mixed in with, again, that whirlwind of just everything happening so fast and everything. How was it? How did it all feel afterwards?
It was awesome. It took a lot out. It's one of those things where I got like right off the stage, and I was like cooling down in the shower, and I went outside, and like I was like, oh no, here I go, I'm gonna fucking throw up. I know it, and then there's these fans out there, Mark, come here, fucking saw my fucking arm, and I'm like, I got fucking puke in my mouth situation. I'm like, man, I don't want to go do this. But I went and signed their shit, and then I had to swallow it, and then I ran and I signed their stuff, and then I fucking just puked everywhere. And after that, I felt great. Like I had to get it out of me, I suppose.
Gotta get the poison out.
It was so much like that adrenaline and the whirlwind that the purge, if you will, right?
Yeah.
So it was. After that, I felt great and was excited, and I was like, I can't believe we did that. And it felt like getting off the bench, right? It'll be. This is how I kind of tell the story. Like, let's say we're in classic baseball terminology. Mickey Mantle just got injured, and they called up somebody that's been on the bench for a few seasons to come hit. And I get up to the plate and I fucking hit a home run. And they're like, fuck yeah, man. All right, you're going to bat again. Keep this guy in. And then we go to the bottom of the ninth. Bases are loaded. I'm up again. I have a chance to fucking hit, and get the winning run in. And I fucking strike out. That's how I felt because I got sick afterwards. So I haven't talked about, the show as much, besides... to my stream, because it was like it took me a while to like get over it wasn't not playing or missing shows. It was like knowing that like how many people were relying on me, from promoters to agents to bands and all the people that I couldn't be there for because of it. I was like, fuck. So like it, you beat yourself up over things, and I didn't want that to tarnish it. So I'm past that, thankfully. So and now I'm just like stoked about all the cool shit I did. I looked at I have that killer photo that is just awesome to have with me in the flames and everything like that. Is such a cool memory, and being able to do all that stuff, and being as old as we are and stuff like that, and we had to mentally prepare to go on tour and things like that. And I think that my mind was like stoked. I was like, I'm all packed. I'm ready. I got in the fucking rental car. Only got 3 hours to go. My body was like, fuck you, bro. You ain't going on a bus. You're not doing anything. Like, are you fucking crazy? So I think that's, I have this genetic thing since I been 8 years old that it seems to have exasperated since I had like the cancer stuff. But it's basically like I'm allergic to fun, essentially. Really stressful situations, really like high intense exercise, fucking weather, extreme weather can make me just have these horrific vomiting spells, essentially, where I wind up in the hospital. So that day I was supposed to perform, I had to go to the ER, and it was just a big fucking mess. But I felt horrible for missing it, for the fans and for all the people that were relying on it. But then at some point, I think like 3 or 4 days later, I was like, I gotta just move the fuck on. Like, I can't help it, right? So you gotta just do what you gotta do and be grateful. I was so grateful that I was called out of how many fucking metal singers are like I'm a fucking dude that hasn't been like in the limelight, so to speak, for almost a decade, with our band, and then haven't performed in 5 years. To be asked to do that's like the cream of the crop, man. Like,
certainly very cool from all regards, and it sucks that you weren't able to continue on with them, but it seems like they were resilient and bounced back from the whole thing. And just remember that I heard you make mention of the size of shoes that you were filling with Randy, and no one else knows what it would have been like to fill your shoes for that night and everything you had to go through. And I right here, over a decade plus on the road with you, have been witness to that ailment, and have seen you puke in many a garbage can in many nervous situations.
Exactly.
Many times. So hey, shit happens, but you got a good one from it. A sick notch on the belt, and is something that very few people on earth will ever get to do. Sing with Lamb of God. So definitely an accomplishment.
Yeah, man, and it was just the coolest thing to take away too from that was just to see like how far they've come, and I got to experience that. It's like, man, they reached that level of like, whoa, they're like at a fucking tier now, like
That's
that
sick.
godlike tier. Yeah, it's awesome, and to walk in and get to jump in and feel that vibe, like I own that shit. That was pretty awesome.
That is awesome, and I'm happy for those guys. I'll tell a quick little story that maybe you've heard me say before. I'm not sure, but most people probably haven't. And when Chimaira and Lamb of God first toured together in 2003, I remember being in some city, who knows what, but being at a laundromat, just Mark Morton and I, and him telling me, "Yeah, I'm not really sure that I want to continue with this. May not even keep going after this tour." And I remember thinking, really? Why? You guys are tearing it up right now. And then now, 20 years later, to hear, you say that, that they're at that next level. I mean, and it's obvious, that's great that they're one of the top dogs in metal. It's just really a testament to their grind, their hard work, their great music. And, they're one of the ones that could stick it through, weathered a bunch of storms, and awesome that they thought of you to bring you on to enjoy it with them one last time,
For sure.
Or maybe it won't be the last time. Who knows? Don't wish Randy any ill will.
No, please call Joe from Autopsy again. He's tour ready. He's tour ready. No, I would be honored to sing on stage with them again. And but yeah, I thought Joe killed it. The guy that from Autopsy.
Right on.
He did an awesome job, and I watched his breakdown, like we're similarly doing, and his experience was similar to mine, and it was very cool to hear it from another person that they had such an awesome experience too.
Killer. How many shows did he end up doing?
Just one. Okay,
so Randy was only gone really 2 nights. They had to cancel 1 show or something, so maybe he only missed 3 shows or something. Yeah,
I think 3 or 4. 3. Yeah, 3.
I'm glad he's back. I assume feeling good again and tearing it up. Is that tour that just ended, I think, right? Or I don't.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to. I've been kind of gaming a little too much to be paying attention to what's going on in the music world right now.
It's cool that you got to experience that. You remember me saying a couple months ago that I was like, man, I see these videos of that metal tour of the year, and it looks fun, just seeing all that, and here you are. Now you got to check it out. Hey, was that venue indoor or outdoor? I couldn't tell from the video.
Indoor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was indoor. Yep.
Killer. Man, well, that's great. I see our Zoom time limit is coming to an end here.
Oh, okay, you can see that too.
Yeah, I see that. So, but thanks for taking the time. Everything else still good otherwise?
Oh yeah, everything's cool, and just streaming and having a great time with that. I've been making characters from the stream as wrestlers, and we've kind of started this independent like WWE fighting thing where I have like Mikey, our mutual buddy.
Yeah,
he fought today. Another streamer. Yeah, so we're having a good old time there. I've got requests to make you and Jim. So I made Claire. I don't know if you remember Claire.
I do. That card. Me and you read that card on Everything You Love one time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I was looking up. By the way, people can find your Twitch, twitch.tv/Chimaira _Mark. Yes, /Chimaira _Mark. I'll put that on the screen here. But I looked it up and I did see a big wrestling ring. And I was like, what's this? Or something, So, that's
all right, brother.
Cool. Hey, well, appreciate it. We'll talk again soon. Be cool. We'll see you out there.
All right, see you guys. Thank you.
All right.